Remember when Joe Biden said we wouldn't leave anyone behind in Afghanistan?
Americans should understand that troops might have to be there beyond August 31st.
No, Americans should understand that we're going to try to get it done before August 31st.
But if we don't, the troops will stay.
If we don't, we'll determine at the time who's left.
And
if there are if there's American citizens left, we're going to stay till we get them all out.
He had to be prodded to say that, but shouldn't he be forced to back up his words? That's what Senator Josh Hawley found out, that in fact, the president did not live up to that statement at all.
Isn't it true that you left Americans behind on August the 31st?
There were Americans that were still in Afghanistan and still are.
Yes, the answer is yes. How hard is it to say yes? You left hundreds, if not thousands, behind. Here to react are Lieutenant Colonel Scott Mann, who's been trying to get him out himself, former Green Beret and co-founder of Task Force Pineapple, and Sean Parnell, retired decorated infantry captain and Pennsylvania Senator candidate. I'll start with you, Scott. Of course we left people behind. You wouldn't have had to scramble, give up your job, put together a task force, and try to get them out as a retired guy. Did that outrage you?
Well, I mean, it's frustrating. I'll tell you that, Brian, and thanks for having me on. But I think what's frustrating to so many of our retired volunteer veterans right now is that there are still thousands of at-risk Afghans who are being hunted and executed right now. Look, there are partnered special operations forces from the commandos and Afghan special forces and Afghan interpreters that fought to the last bullet, and now they're being hunted down. And we're just focused on anything that we can do to work with the government and the private sector to get them out any way that we can.
Scott, it's unbelievable, Sean Parnell, because you fought over there. You put your life on the line over there. Your friends lost their lives over there. And now you have the people that allied or were close to you running for their lives. We don't even have a plan. Or as Senator Blumenthal requested, some type of czar in charge of getting people out. One by one. We have to do it one by one.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable slap in the face, by the way, to anybody who served this country for the last 20 years, to have Joe Biden trot out to the podium and call the withdrawal or surrender, really, in Afghanistan an extraordinary success. And Joe Biden, by the way, he intended to lie and deceive the American people from day one on Afghanistan. Look no further than his conversation with President Ghani of Afghanistan in late July, where he tried to convince President Ghani to tell the world that the Taliban was not as strong as we knew that they were, and in exchange for military aid from the United States of America. So Joe Biden intended to deceive the American people all along. And as a result, we're seeing this disastrous surrender in Afghanistan. We've got Americans left behind, thousands of our allies left behind. One of our final acts in Afghanistan was killing an aid worker and 7 children. And what blows me away beyond all of this is that no one has been held accountable. It is unbelievable to me that the only person that's been held accountable is a lieutenant colonel in the Marine Corps who was front towards enemy that simply called for accountability in a very professional way. He's in jail tonight, and that is absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah, until his trial comes up. We hope to talk to his parents tomorrow. Scott, I know you work with the Defense Department. You don't want to burn any bridges. I understand that. But today, Defense was saying the state's handling it. You know the State Department's been no help. We got 10,000 people who have a reason to say they helped America and legitimate Americans. What's your plan of action? What is your message to Washington?
Yeah, I would just say that we've actually got tens of thousands of at-risk Afghans right now, Brian, that have no way out if the private sector and the public sector doesn't continue to work together on this. My concern is that the only conversation on this right now is what went wrong. And believe me, I believe that conversation has to happen, and I think it will happen, and you all are pressing that. But what I also worry about is what are we doing right now to get out the tens of thousands that we made a commitment to? And that's where I think we need to continue not just the conversation, but meaningful action that shows how we're getting them out, moving them any way that we can. And right now that seems to be slipping away in the news and in the conversation, and that worries me more than anything.
Yeah, we got to hear about people getting out, and I want to have people sitting next to on either side of you and you telling me how they did it and the land bridge that worked, but we're not there yet. Sean Parnell, do me a favor, win your election, get on the Armed Services Committee, and hold these guys and these women accountable.
You can bet that I will, Brian. One of my top priorities in the Senate will be reforming how we pick, select, and promote general officers, because right now, I think at the top echelons of our military, we have too many leaders that are concerned with their bow and not their wake. And we need a recognition that service is the core of everything that we do in the military and never leaving Americans behind.
Yeah, my message is to the next Chairman and Joint Chiefs of Staff, when Bob Woodward calls, let it go to voicemail, please. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Scott, great work. Sean, keep working. I know you're getting a lot of calls, too. Thanks.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.